Hi, it's Peg, and welcome to another fast version of Art Joy is Sharing. Today's video is all about Shell and I creating pieces for our stash, and I'm going to use some Marabu alcohol inks and some paints. I'm just showing you a piece that I'd done in a previous video, and I decided I was going to work on fabric and use some of these alcohol inks in between layers of my medium. So starting with this Pebeo and putting it on the gel plate, and I have a lot of issues. This stuff just is not peeling off the plate, and so you're going to see me struggle. I'm putting down the stencils. These are Stencil Girls stencils. And you know, Shell and I are both big proponents of Stencil Girl stencils. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of those from me. But I wanted to create some fabric pattern, and I'm putting the stencil down and adding the alcohol inks. And then I want it to dry. I want it to get to the point where I can put a layer of paint over that and sandwich it in between the layers and have that on my fabric surface. I'm just using some inexpensive muslin. They had it on sale at Joann's, and I think it's only like $3 a yard to start with, but then you use a coupon and you get it cheaper, and yeah, a couple bucks a yard, not bad at all. So there's the muslin, and I'm still waiting for this stuff to dry. I'm talking to Shell about the alcohol inks because Joggles was running a super deal on those alcohol inks. They were half price. And, you know, we did not talk about this before the show or anything, but we both had gotten some of those inks, and we were wanting to play. And this was all about the play day. So, yeah, what are we going to bring out? Our newest toys, of course. So I'm putting a layer of paint down over the stencil and I'm going to try to pull up some of that color. Didn't work real well, so now I'm trying to clean off the mess and get down to the bare surface. And yeah, it's not even coming off of the plate. It's really stuck. So whatever that medium is, it does not dry and pull up. It's must have some glue or something in it because it's sticking right to the gel plate. So I'm going to try again. I've got my plate clean now, and I'm going to add paint this time, just a thin layer of paint, and the alcohol ink. And, you know, we're going back and forth between Shell and I. Shell's working on paper, I'm working on fabric, and we're both creating using these similar products. You can see there that did not pull either. It's sticking to that plate now. So, you know, I'm still having issues with using the gel plate and the medium sticking. And so I decide, you know, if I don't pull it with this coat of paint, then I'm just going to flip my plate over and start again and just use regular paint for the base layer and see what that does. Because I've watched other people do this, and they do it on regular fabric, and you don't have to do anything special to it. And you know, this is just cheap fabric, nothing special, but the paint should pull from the gel plate. I've seen it done. Not sure what the issue is here, but yeah, there again, that layer down below is not pulling. So yeah, gonna have to clean that plate off now. And you know, these are the real struggles. These are the real struggles when you do a live show. So yeah, it's not even pulling on paper. See that? So I'm getting out the hand sanitizer, cleaning it up, and now I'm going to put some paint over the paint layered alcohol ink and see if I can pull that with the muslin through a stencil, and it's looking promising because it's actually coming through the back of the fabric. So yeah, that looks a lot better. And now I've got the image there. I'm going to try to put that on a piece of black that already had some paint on it, trying to get it to stick. I'm just having issues with the gel plate today. Some days, I think it's the humidity. It's so humid here in Iowa right now, and things are just not cooperating. You know, I think you need those layers to dry better before you can pull them. And I need to walk away and have a cup of coffee, and it's kind of hard to do that when you're having a live show. So, yeah, still not happy with the prints that I'm getting. And you can see that there's lovely pattern there. I would really like to be able to pull that because it's a cool pattern, would be a great print. Here I'm using the muslin again, really trying to, I wet it down with some water. I just spritzed it to see if that would help pull that through. And yeah, not a lot of help. See, it's still on the plate and not on the muslin. So by this time I was getting more than frustrated. So I decided to just set the gel plate aside and go straight to the fabric. So I have a piece of muslin here that has the black paint on it, and I'm just brayering in some colors over the stencils. A friend of mine had sent me some of these, what do they call those? Neon, holographic, I don't know. Fluorescent, that's what it is. Oh, good grief. Fluorescent colors. And I wanted to use them because I thought they would be really pretty on the black. And I was right. I really like it. This is the fabric that pulled the first layer that actually went through to the fabric. And now I'm putting another layer of color over the top of that, because it seems to be the more layers I have, the happier I get here. So they're very wet, and I'm just trying to, get anything down to create my painted fabric. I have a project in mind that these are going to be used for, and you'll be seeing that sometime in the future. But for right now, I really needed some painted fabric, so I'm using these greens and blues. I thought I'd stick to the green-blue family and throw a little yellow in there. And that way, whether it's on the cream or the black or whatever, they're all going to coordinate as far as the fabrics for a project. In this one, yeah, I decided I was going to put some more black and white on this one. I think I got carried away with the black, but that's the way it is. Some days you just don't know when to quit. And I liked the fabric. It was just kind of plain, and I wanted to give it a little zhuzh. So I got out some caps and some white and was putting that on, and then I thought, okay, now it needs a little black, right? Black and white always work. Well, I got this stencil out, and I really went overboard with the black. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go back and add something to that a little bit later, but it needs to dry because, you got wet fabric, and it's kind of hard to continue doing this with wet fabric. So I set that one aside and started working on another piece. This is the black piece where I was trying to pull up those golds and green golds, and I'm just using this ATC stencil and putting some paint down through that stencil. I've got, the real black area, and then I've got the area that's got the gold and the green gold, and yeah, just wanting to get another layer of paint on that black fabric because I like the contrast. The black is really eye-catching, and I'm going to use some more of that fluorescent yellow, and it turns out pretty good. It makes me happy. Just saying, it makes me happy. So I continue with layer upon layer, and I try to let them dry in between, but you know, it's kind of difficult when you have an hour-and-a-half show and you've only got so much time to produce something. So I'm just showing you the different pieces that I ended up with at the end of the show, and then I'll have to make something out of them. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you like our channel, come and join us on Art Joy of Sharing. We are a Facebook group. We do a live show each Thursday. That's Shell and I. Art Joy of Sharing is our sister channel. And this is Peg from Bits and Pieces by Peg. And see you again next time. Bye for now.